Welcome everyone, Ifechi family. Today we are still on Japa series, and I think today is the 13th one or something like that. You see from the title anyway. Today again it's just going to be general talk about people who are Jakbaring or relocating to the UK. There are various things that you need to get used to that will help you to enjoy your marriage, to enjoy your stay here in the UK. Number one, and I'm talking to married couple. Married couple, probably with children. Yes, let me address people with children. You're coming into the UK, you've come with your children. Congratulations, welcome to the UK. But something I need to tell you, listen, come nearer, come closer. Something I need to tell you is that UK of the 80s and then when I came in the 80s, and the UK of the 90s, even the UK of 10 years ago is not the same today. There are various things that you need to be aware of. A lot has changed. And when you come, you have to be patient. When you come, money is not going to run away. Oh, the sun's gone down now, so the color of the screen has changed. This is UK. This is summertime in UK. When we see the sunshine, we take it and appreciate it. So listen, I'm telling you as somebody who also came in that 80s when my husband was a student. So I joined him with our first son at the time. The other three followed. They were all born in Scotland. You have to work together. This idea of these days, some women, I overheard one talking to somebody else. It's not that kind of marriage that I've come into. I'm not here. This is now, we are now in the UK. We are no longer in Nigeria. It's not that nonsense that they do over there. I don't want any of those nonsense here. I just want to live my life. I want to get my own money. He can't tell me to be at home and he will not bring enough money for me to use for my own needs. They have children, oh, and she's talking about her own needs. How about the children? And this particular person, obviously, the way she was talking, there's likely to be kata. You mean kata? I mean problem at home. Because she wants to work just like the man is working. How about the children? You see, children did not ask us to bring them into the world. You can actually get married if you want to get married, but some people get married and they decide that they don't want to have children. So in my other video, I was talking about all the questions people ask. When? Why? What? When are you doing this? When are you doing that? You don't owe anybody any explanation. If you get married and decide that the first 2 years or even 3 years, depending on what you want and your age, that you just want to spend it together, you don't owe anybody any explanation about that. That's what you want. But people being who they are, they will never keep quiet. They will be watching you, womb watchers, looking at your tummy every time, but if you really know what you want, you don't have to listen to these people. So, have the number of children you can afford. And women coming over here, they want to work as well as the man, and both of you want to work because you want your own money. I don't understand it. If both of you have to work, I must say, from the beginning, I worked. My husband was a student, as I said, and when he was a student, he didn't actually work because he got British Council scholarship, so he didn't need to work. The little money they were giving him, we were just managing it, and then I started working, but very part-time. When he comes back, I will go to work and stuff like that. That's what we did when our children were younger. We would have said, oh, we need money, and he'll be going that way, I'll be going that way. No, there's time for everything. When the children are grown and gone, and they grow so quick, when they are grown and independent, yes, if you want to work more, you can. But when they are younger, it's very important. So as you're coming into the UK, please come with an open mind and make sure that you work with your spouse. Sit down and decide how you want things to happen. Who do you want to work? If both of you have to work, how are you going to manage the children? Because you can actually both work and still manage them. So this person will do this shift, this person will do that shift, and so on and so forth. But still, make sure that you have time for each other. Because if you don't, and you're just revolving around work, children, work, children. When the children grow and gone, you'll be like two visitors in the home. You are not going to get on, and it happens. And I've seen instances where that has been happening. Children are grown and gone, and that is when the spouses starts having problems because they've been working, looking after the children, working, looking after the children. They never really had time for each other. Try and create time to take your children out. Now is summer holiday. For those of you with young children, create time to take them out. You don't have to travel abroad. Just take them to parks, take them to weekend away. Those things they do not forget. They always remember. They always remember. So just do things with them when they're on holiday. And during that time, let the children, if they're depending on their age, do their own thing, and both of you do your own thing. Have that quality time together. Another thing I want to chip in is the fact that things are not how it used to be. Before, there used to be free this, free that for children. But now, it's not the same. Another thing, when you have a child here, maybe you came into the UK and then your first child, if you have a child, not the first child, but the first child you have in the UK, if it's a male, just to tell you, they don't do circumcision as a norm for male children here. I got that shock when I had my first child, not the first, my second son, who was the first one I had in the UK in the 80s, and they were about to discharge me. I'm like, when is my son going to be circumcised? And they looked at me as if there's something wrong with me, and they're like, circumcised? Why? What's wrong with him? I'm like, hey, what do they mean? What's wrong with him? That's when I realized, and they now explain to me that they don't do it as a norm. That if I want to do it, it has to be done privately or something like that. So we did. And incidentally, I had 3 sons here in the UK, and they were all done privately because that is our way of, raising our children up, or the way boys, when you have male children in my culture, they have to be circumcised. So they don't do it as a norm here. So don't ask that question. Just after you're discharged from hospital, you can ask others how it can be done privately, no problem at all. So that's one. Another thing, you notice that they don't give injections anyhow. Back in Nigeria, where I come from, and other African countries, I heard that injection is like, if you go to hospital and they don't give you injection, it's like they have not treated you. It's not the same here. Over nearly 38 years of being in the UK, I can only remember having injections like immunizations because of my profession. Have to have these immunizations to protect you for the job. That's all. But not when you are unwell or whatever they're giving you injection. No. And they don't give antibiotics just like that as well. Back home, people can just have a little bit of chest infection. They'll go to the chemist, they'll buy antibiotics. And sometimes you become, so your body is so used to the antibiotic that it doesn't even do anything more for you. So here, if you have flu or cold, they'll tell you, go and have hot drink and sleep it off, rest. And so you have to get used to that. They don't give injection or medications anyhow here. So you have to understand that. And there's none of this. There are things you can get over the counter, but they're very mild form of medications that you can get over the counter. But try and avoid even over-the-counter medications. Try not to always be popping in medication all the time, even if it's paracetamol, ibuprofen, this and that. Try other ways to look after your pain or your headache. Maybe your headache, what you need is rest because you're working too much. Find other ways. Find out what is actually causing your problem before you start using over-the-counter medications. So that's what I want to just share with us today in the Japa series. I hope you have benefited from this. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye and God bless.